Welcome back. Now, a weekend of festivities in the Royal House has concluded today. The AmaZulu Royal family held an eNCA ceremony following the passing of King Goodwill's Welithini kaBhekuzulu. This weekend included a ritual hunt. The cleansing took place today at Mankengane Royal Palace in Nongoma, and that's where we find eNCA senior reporter Siphamandla Goke, who's been following the story throughout the course of the weekend. Of course, Siphamandla, we saw that divisions within the royal family are still glaring, especially after that press conference that happened during the course of the week, still saying that Misuzulu is not the rightful Zulu king. Tell us about the factions within the royal family.
There's an open secret. Even the king himself today touched on that issue of divisions within the royal family. The background and context to it is that ever since he was pronounced AmaZulu king, some members of the royal family have not accepted him. They say procedure and royal protocol was not followed in nominating and basically appointing the next AmaZulu king. Those who are the siblings of the late king, that is King Goodwill Welithini kaBhekuzulu, say they are the core members of the royal family. They are the ones who should lead that process of nominating and appointing the next AmaZulu king. However, they say they've been muzzled out, they've been suffocated and not been given space to perform their royal duties and responsibilities. Therefore, they say the issue of the throne is still wide open. It's not done and dusted yet. However, President Cyril Ramaphosa and the government have recognized King Misuzulu Welithini. His name has been gazetted. The only thing that is left now is for the government-led public event, which is the coronation, whereby he will be given his certificate of recognition. Some members of the royal family, senior members of the royal family as well, have said the issue and the question does not arise because the king is firmly on the throne. Those who are still opposed to him being the king of the Zulu nation, they are just being mischievous because he's already firmly on the throne. They say circumstances and culture favors him in terms of taking over the throne. This is what the king had to say when he was addressing and thanking Amabuto from KwaZulu and from Gwangwane, where his late mother is from, and also some dignitaries who had come to Ihlambo ceremony here at Mankengane Royal Palace. He touched on the issue of divisions within the royal family, saying even though some royal family members are not here today, but these two ceremonies, which is the ritual hunt in Nina and Ihlambo today, were very successful. Let's take a listen.
Ngithokoze kakhulu ukuthi konke sikubambile sikubamba futhi indlunkulu yonke noma singaphelele ngenxa mhlawumbe yokungaboni ngasolinye kwezinye indawo, kodwa phe kwalokho siumndeni, akekho ozondwayo, akekho futhi noma ozothathwa mhlawumbe ayobekwa endaweni la adinga ukuthi abuye endlunkulu khona kusekhaya lapha umuzi wesizwe.
And Sipa, this is a question that I had also earlier to our colleague Mabuto Ngobo in terms of whether or not it was all the king's children who were there at today's ceremony, because culturally I believe that a cleansing ceremony after the passing of your parent is quite important, and to not be there, in terms of the cultural aspect of it, what does it mean? Was that spoken about, and did all the king's children attend today at least?
No, not all the king's children attended today. Not all the late king's queens attended today. There was only one queen, and that is Queen Zola Ulamafu in the Royal Palace. The other queens of the late king did not attend, and the other children from other palaces were not here. I did not see them. I only saw the late king's children from Mankengane Royal Palace, the current king's siblings. Those are the princes and princesses that I saw attending. Of course, it will not be ideal not to have all royal family members attending Ihlambo, but remember, the other side of the royal family has said that these ceremonies have been performed in the past. They were performed last year. You cannot have two or one and the same ceremonies performed for the same person twice. So the other side of the royal family has said, well, some royal family members attended the previous ceremonies that were conducted or performed last year. There was no need for these ceremonies. But AmaZulu King Misuzulu Kazwelithini is saying, as the head of the family and as the one who's leading the royal family, as the king, is the one who should lead these ceremonies, because the washing of the traditional weapons, after those traditional weapons have been washed, they need to be handed over to the reigning king, and that is King Misuzulu Kazwelithini, as well as Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi is stressing the point that no other person can sanction basically the performance of these two ceremonies, because they are only led by the reigning king. So other family members were not here, something that the king spoke about, but some royal family members attended this weekend's ceremonies. But that talks to the issue of the glaring divisions within the Zulu royal family, something that AmaZulu King Misuzulu Kazwelithini says must come to an end for the sake of the unity of the nation and the kingdom.
So Sipha Ihlambo happened this weekend. Is this an indication that we'll see a coronation date being announced soon?
It could be that the coronation date will be announced soon. Our royal sources are telling us that there is a date that has been confirmed between President Cyril Ramaphosa and AmaZulu King Misuzulu Kazwelithini. The only thing that is left now is for the traditional Prime Minister of the nation, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, to brief the nation and announce to the nation when that date will be. But eNCA understands that somewhere in August, mid-August or towards the end of August, that is when the projected or proposed date should be. However, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi is saying for now that date will not be communicated to the nation pending the consultations and finalizations between the king himself, the traditional prime minister, and some senior members of the Zulu royal family. It appears as if the other side of the family is of the view that the issue of the coronation is still being discussed, even though there is a proposed date that is on the table. So they need to iron out those differences. And another huge issue here, which has caused some what we can call some discomfort with some people within the royal family, including Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi himself, is the issue of the proposed venue for the coronation. It's not a secret that a number of venues were proposed for the coronation, including Wanongoma and Durban. So there were discussions as to where that will take place. eNCA understands that before the government-led public coronation event, there has to be a traditional event that will be performed by the king before that coronation event, and that event should take place at eNyogeni Royal Palace. It will be a traditional event, somehow a cultural or traditional coronation for the king after he has entered the kraal, and immediately after that there will be that ceremony before you can have this public event, the coronation. So for now, we expect that at least in few weeks' time from now or few days, a date will be communicated pending the finalization of those consultation processes between the king, the traditional prime minister, and some senior members of the royal family, as well as a government delegation and two committees that were appointed by the king discussing the issue and logistics of the coronation.
All right, senior reporter Siphamandla Goke in Gwakhangela Mankengane Royal Palace in Gwanongoma in KZN.